was recently with some friends. There were four of us at a restaurant, and it's a group of friends that likes some depth to conversation. And the question came up, what is life giving for you right now? And out of the four of us, we kind of went around the table, and out of the four of us, three of us shared going for walks. I would say specifically in this case, walks with our spouse. And I started to think about why is going for a walk so life-giving? And then naturally that led to paralleling it with our walk with God. And even the terminology, why use the terminology of walk with God? So, I was thinking about what are the things that are life-giving about walking with my wife, or I guess you could say even just in general, but a lot of this is going to be walking with somebody else. Obviously, there's the physical exercise part of it, and getting our heart rate up and doing things to improve that. Next, I was just thinking it's really good for my mental health. Outdoors, I call it wind therapy. Looking around, acknowledging the beauty of the world around us. It's a chance to decompress and talk about our day. Sometimes the things that have been really hard during a day seem a little easier when you say it out loud to somebody else. And then I think also walking, for Amy and I, represents a time to hammer out some of our struggles. We might start out the walk and, we're quiet. One of us is really introspective, kind of looking in, and the other will go, okay, what's going on? And then we proceed to talk it out as we're walking. And, hopefully by the time we get home, if there was something to sort out, it's sorted out. So I started to think about that and my walk with God a little bit and the parallels, physical exercise. Well, I think, finding hope in our walk with God eases anxieties and therefore helps us physically. We're not carrying that physically. I think it's good for our mental health as well. I think finding hope and seeing the optimistic side of things, which hopefully we see in our walk with God, that will be better, obviously, for our mental health. I also think, we acknowledge the beauty around us physically as we're walking. Well, when we're walking with God, I hope we're seeing the best in people and we're seeing the best in what's around us. We're acknowledging the beauty in people. I also think, walking with God, prayer time. I did a video about my prayer chair, the opportunity to share concerns, things we're excited about in our day, things we're worried about, and learning to hand over some of those burdens, have God in some way help us carry those burdens. You're praying to him, you're saying, I'm not big enough for this, and I know you are. I think in some way helps us, just like, talking to my wife and having her help me think about my burdens and carry them with me a little bit is really big. I also think it's a time to hammer out some of our struggles, to question God, to talk about the areas that we have concerns of. I don't get this. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't seem right. And I think sometimes we feel like walking with God means that we just have to agree all the time or accept everything. And there's numerous examples in the Bible of people questioning God and hammering out hard stuff and wondering why and how and why me. I think that's all healthy and important. So as I was thinking about walking, I started naturally thinking about the hymn, and I looked back, and most commonly it's attributed to Randy Travis, but there's anonymous. I don't know how far back it goes, but it's that just a closer walk with thee. And I just wanted to read the lyrics from it. It says, I am weak, but thou art strong. Jesus, keep me from all wrong. I'll be satisfied as long as I walk, dear Lord, close to thee. And the chorus is just a closer walk with thee. Grant it, Jesus, is my plea. Daily walking close to thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. Through this world of toils and snares, if I falter, Lord, who cares? Who with me my burden shares? None but thee, dear Lord, none but thee. Just a closer walk with thee. Grant it, Jesus, is my plea. Daily walking close to thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. When my feeble life is o'er, and time for me will be no more, guide me gently, safely o'er, to thy kingdom, dear Lord, to thy shore. Just a closer walk with thee, grant it, Jesus, is my plea. Daily walking close to thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. I just hope for everyone that you seek out a closer walk with God for a variety of reasons, but don't be afraid to talk to God about the hard things, find hope, find the beauty in people, and just enjoy that walk. There's obviously no right or wrong way to do this. We bring what we have, our flawed, non-perfect selves into a relationship with a God who wants to be a part of us, be with us, walk hand in hand with us, even if we don't know exactly what that means. Just keep seeking that closer walk with him.